Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the interweb. It is Matt, the StarCrafts again, and we are back. This time it is going to be game 2 in this best of 5 show match between our red Protoss WhiteRa and our yellow Zerg coLcatz. coLcatz whipping out the good manners, saying, "Good luck, have fun, sir. It's an honor to play you again." The first game we saw some craziness on MLG Metalopolis. Ooh, almost stumbled over my words there a little bit. We did see coLcatz do base in your base technique. He was blocked from taking his natural. He attempted to, but then you saw WhiteRa did cannon it, so he was forced to cancel. And he then went into building a hatchery in WhiteRa's main, and then immediately taking the gold expansion as well. And WhiteRa had no idea that hatchery was there till it was too late. He was able to get some early roaches out into that and base inside the base, and did some massive damage to the economy, and eventually just won with lings at the end. Just constant aggression. He was able to get that gold up and running, and just that the up on his economy and the constant pressure from that in-base base just kind of made WhiteRa crumble. So we'll see what happens here. We are on Desert Oasis, a peculiar map that you don't see too often. The natural's pretty safe. I mean, it's a good distance. You have a good long walk all the way down here. There is the backdoor entrance with the destructible rocks. Here is the natural, again, wide open, but it's wide open once you get past this very narrow choke, and it does look like WhiteRa is looking to take that early expansion again, as he did in the first game. So we'll see what he tends to do. Cats, again, may be doing something a little regular again now that the distances are a bit are kind of long on this map, so maybe an early expansion. Actually, as I speak, there goes that expansion, chasing that probe around. Does WhiteRa plan on placing another pylon and forcing Cats to do to react in the way he did before, where he has to cancel his hatchery? So we'll see what WhiteRa has up his sleeves. Probes are sneaky little bastards. You really have to keep an eye on them to see what they're going to do. Again, behind the mineral line, there goes the pylon. So again, WhiteRa with that early pressure, but he does not have a forge at all. Maybe just a little fake out, some mind games, as he is going Nexus first here. I wouldn't be surprised to see a forge drop maybe right here to finish off that wall, though. We'll see what WhiteRa decides he's going to do with that probe, just waiting there. It looks like it is waiting for a certain amount of minerals, so we'll see what it decides to drop. It is going to be a gateway, so no intention of cannoning the natural at all. Just keeping that thing there to be kind of a hazard, as the probe is still around, and coLcatz on edge here, kind of worrying him, making him think that he might be cannoning his natural. And all the while continuing to do a normal build in here, getting that gas. It's going to be a very, very late ling speed, but he's going to have his lings out very, very shortly. Just as soon as that Overlord pops, he can start making them, and those lings will ensure that this pylon goes down. Another pylon going down as well, just to prevent just kind of to cause some ruckus. And if he did let that complete, all that would do was kind of just delay mining for a little while, if he ever even transferred drones. But the lings would just stop that without even having to worry about it. And it looks like it is going to be taken out, no problems whatsoever. Again, WhiteRa just playing some mind games, no forge at all, just kind of just sitting there making the Cats, forcing him. Essentially what that does is it forces Cats to make lings, maybe more than he wants, and just to force him into stop droning. He doesn't want to drone right away, and just really just keeping him on his feet. So now we'll see what he does. He is going to scout the front, is going to see that it is completely walled off. Protoss could easily wall off here with that factory. That's not a factory, that is a gateway, with a gateway and a pylon, and he can just have them spawn on the outside there. As you can see, the waypoint set on the outside, and that Zealot is going to chase down that drone to make sure nothing happens. These Zerglings, looks like they might get a free kill here. Zealot's going to ignore it, can't keep up with the Zerglings, so it does look like this probe is going to be taken down. Yes, it is. Not going to be much for it to do, and the Zealot is going to be meeting up these Zerglings, and the two Zerglings needs to run away, as that Zealot is more than enough of a match for him. And if we take a look at the unit work counting station here, that little mind game, the little early pressure there, he had no idea that what was going on, has allowed WhiteRa to get ahead in the work account by a solid about 6. So he is looking quite good. He has a robo facility going up, going to get that observer out ASAP. He is dropping a third gas, so looking for a very tech-heavy play. We'll see what exactly he has in store. Not chrono boosting out that gateway, that warp gate technology whatsoever. This kind of play where you don't see a lot of gateways dropping, really heavy economy. You're usually going to see something crazy like a ton of warp gates dropping down just to get a big old army. And he is going to be looking to see. This is smart. He doing it now because he didn't do it last time. He's scouting his own base to make sure there are no hatcheries. So don't be surprised to see a bunch of gateways drop as he was stockpiling a ton of minerals. And there you are, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is going to be 5 gateways there. So it's going to be going straight into a 6th gate. By the time this is done, these should be all set, and he can just pop out those warp gates. It's going to be perfectly timed, as WhiteRa is an amazing player. I'm sorry, he is 7 gating. So very heavy gateway play, and you know, he has the economy to support it easily. Gonna get that warp prism out. Looks like he is gonna be doing some sort of warp prism play. WhiteRa is known for his warp prism play every now and again, and this can be completely catch the Zerg off guard, as you barely ever see warp prism, and he wants to get that out ASAP, as probably gonna sneak out the edge of a base somewhere, maybe over here, or maybe even down here, right at the edge over here, just to warp in a bunch of zealots and stalkers and get a lot of pressure done. And it looks like he's not gonna be really prepared for this. He is dropping a Spire and a Spine Crawler, but he has Zerglings popping out, and that's pretty much it, and Zealots will tear through them if he knows that that's what's coming. He does need to turn this into a Warp Gate, though, ASAP. When actually, as I say that, he's got one, but he's not got this one going, so we'll see what happens. The Zealot continually scouting, making sure there is no gold being taken, and the creep spread being purely done by overlords right now. Doesn't want to make any extra queens. Doesn't want to dedicate a queen to creep, which you typically see a Zerg do. But Cat's not particularly known for his creep spread. WhiteRa is, on the other hand, but we are not watching WhiteRa. This Zealot's still around, getting more information than he should be allowed to get, keeping tabs on the map, knowing what's going on where. We got our Arubu over here, who's just kind of watching things, really astonished as to what's going on. And actually, as I speak, the Warp Prism has come in and warped in a bunch of Zealots. It does look like we're going to have 7 Zealots in the field, forcing Catz to pull all of his drones. Gonna gun for the queen, take out whatever extra drones he can here. And now that they're gonna have Mutalisks on the field, though, so these Zealots won't be around for too much longer, but enough to get some damage done. Gonna be forcing Catz to dance around with his drones to make sure that he doesn't lose anymore. If we take a look at the workers killed, he only killed 1 worker so far. Yeah, 2 workers so far, I apologize. And there they all go, so he only got 2 workers there. Not really much done with those Zealots. They were kind of not exactly what he was hoping. Luckily, Catz did have the Mutalisks on the field, which were our perfect counter to Zealots. But now he knows the Zealots, and right when they poke in, he's going to have the Stalkers out, as he does have 7 gates. So he's going to have the ability to warp in a bunch of units really early, and he does have the economy to support it, as he has been sitting on 2 bases for quite a while, and he's been even with Catz on bases for the entire game now with 2-on-2. Catz really needs to expand. He should know, he did scout that this was walled off, so he should know that an expansion was there, but now he's going to know for sure, but not really going to get much scouting information outside of, oh yeah, there's another base there, maybe I should do something about that. But all he could do at this point is expand, and he's going to be expanding quite late when you're looking at a 2-gating Protoss, or say a 2-basing Protoss. You want to expand almost immediately as you know they're expanding, but he was trying to go for some very early pressure, and it's going to be biting him, as his economy is not going to be nearly as strong as WhiteRa, or WhiteRa as he is more well known. The observers are going to be on the field now, just kind of keeping tabs on it. More stalkers are going to be around, going to get some probe harassments done. It does look like the worker killed count is going to go up in favor of Catz, but not much else is going to go on, as these stalkers are going to rush them away. And all the while, it looks like Catz is going to be trying to take that gold, knows that he needs to play catch up, as he is quite far behind, and the gold is pretty much the smartest option outside of double expoing. And even if he attempted double expo, taking the gold would probably be smart, as it is a bit, say, on the safer side. Yeah, it's a bit wide open, but it's further away from where WhiteRa is, and definitely needs to, again, catch up. So hopefully these Mutalisks will be plenty to keep him defended. But again, that stalker count is growing. Though there are no upgrades right now, the stalker count, like I said, is growing. They do have blink. They are going to be able to blink and stop those mutas from getting really anywhere else. These mutas are more or less now for map control, just to keep tabs on it, while WhiteRa is going to continually be warping in stalkers here and there and picking off, whoa, mouse getting away from me, picking off Mutalisks. These Mutalisks are pretty much ineffective now, so you're not going to be seeing any more Mutalisks popping out from coLcatz. I always say Colonel when I see CL. Complexity Cats. It's going to go straight to Infestors at this point, but he may be a little late on the Infestors, as WhiteRa is looking to push out at this point. Is going to be bringing the Observer with him to make sure if any borrowed units are there, he can pick them off one way or another. I think Catz is going to be a little late here, and now that Observer is going to allow him to blink up, picking off one of the Overlords, and there are all of them, and now he's going to have these two just kind of chilling. They have our blinked already, and now hopefully the fungal growths are going to be enough, but I don't think it's going to be. The blink micro of WhiteRa is pretty insane. He is losing a few here, though. He's going to be doing a lot of damage. All the while, he's going to be able to reinforce his army when he wants. But sadly, all of these fungals were one-time fungal infestors as they were newly hatched, so they can no longer fungal. And now these blink stalkers are just going to be running amok in space. Going to kill this before the upgrade gets done. Is he going to get the cancel? No. He's going to lose the money for that. Cancel as well. Fungaling again on a few of them. Here they come. Going to be dropping a few infested Terrans. These aren't going to do much other than wave at the stalkers and say, hey, what's up? And then die to their blast. Zerglings popping out, hopefully trying to clean this up. Even if he cleans this up, damage has already been done, and a lot of it forced to pull some drones. We take a look at the worker count. He has only actually killed an extra 2 workers, and still dropping infested Terrans. Looks like they're just delay tactics at this point, but more Blink Stalkers are going to be already there, picking off Overlords, completely supply blocking Cats, which is no good, because that means he is forced to spend his economy on Overlords so he can build an army, and Overlords are effing expensive sometimes, especially in a position like this where he doesn't have many minerals to speak of. All these Mutalisks are just going to suicide, say, you know what, screw the swarm, I can't live like this any longer, and boom, he is going to go down. And now he's going to be picking off the spawning pool in the main of the Cats is no bueno, and now he's going to be trying to focus down on what he can. More Infested Terrans dropping, going to pull back, just kind of clean up what's there. Infested Terrans really not going to do too much, sadly, as these Blink Stalkers are just going to do a ton of damage. If you take a look at the minimap, we do have more reinforcements on the way. He does need to blink back just to get those up there, and he does get the vision just so he can blink up. Roaches are going to be coming in just a little on the late side. Once the spawning pool is down, it is just looking like it's going to be curtains here for Cats, as Zerglings are pretty much just getting what he can. Smart that he has pulled back his Zerglings here just so they don't run into the line of fire, but GG, Cat says, and that will force us into Game 3. So we'll see what Game 3 brings in this show match between our friends WhiteRa and Complexity Cats. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next game.